I just discovered NASA's horrifying secret. I'm the last surviving member of a top-secret expedition, one that never made it into the history books, and now I understand why. We were told it was a simple recon mission, a routine exploration of a recently discovered exoplanet, codenamed Erebus. The public wasn't even aware of its existence yet. NASA had kept it under wraps, labeling it as just another dot in the vastness of space, but they knew something we didn't. The data they showed us, the scans and readouts, they were incomplete, carefully edited to omit the truth. I only learned about the real mission parameters after we were already halfway there. By then, it was too late to turn back. There were 6 of us on board, 2 pilots, 3 scientists, and me, the mission engineer. We were the best in our fields, handpicked for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But from the moment we entered Erebus's orbit, everything started going wrong. Instruments malfunctioned, communications were jammed by some unknown interference, and the planet itself was shrouded in a darkness that our onboard systems couldn't penetrate. It was as if Erebus was absorbing light, pulling it into itself like a black hole. The first landing attempt was a disaster. The lander's systems failed mid-descent, and we crashed into a barren landscape, losing both pilots on impact. Their screams over the comms still haunt me. The rest of us were lucky, or unlucky enough to survive, though we were stranded with no way to contact Earth. As we stumbled out of the wreckage, we saw it for the first time. The ground was covered in a strange, pulsating black substance, like the planet itself was alive. It reacted to our presence, almost as if it was watching us, waiting. The scientists tried to gather samples, but the substance was volatile. It seemed to move on its own, retreating from their tools, only to lash out when they got too close. One of the scientists, Dr. Riley, was the first to notice the whispers. At first we thought he was hallucinating, the result of stress or maybe a concussion from the crash. But then we all heard them, low, guttural voices coming from the planet itself, speaking in a language none of us could understand. Dr. Riley became obsessed, convinced that the voices were trying to communicate with us. He started spending more and more time near the substance, refusing to come back to the lander, even when we begged him. The last time I saw him, he was kneeling in the black sludge, whispering back to it like it was telling him some dark secret. The next morning, he was gone. No trace of him, except for his helmet, cracked and covered in that black ooze. The 2 remaining scientists, Dr. Alvarez and Dr. Ming, wanted to leave immediately, to get off the planet and back into orbit, where we could wait for a rescue that might never come. But the lander was beyond repair, and the main ship was out of reach. We were trapped, and the darkness was closing in. That's when Dr. Ming found the structures. They were buried beneath the surface, massive and ancient, made of the same black material that covered the ground. But these weren't natural formations. They were buildings, or what was left of them. We ventured inside one, desperate for shelter, and that's when we realized what Erebus really was. It wasn't just a planet, it was a tomb. Inside the structures were remains, thousands of them, of a species we'd never seen before. They were humanoid, but twisted and deformed, their bodies frozen in poses of agony, as if they had died in unimaginable pain. The walls were covered in symbols, glowing faintly in the dark, and the air was thick with the whispers, louder now, almost deafening. Dr. Alvarez said it was a warning, a message left by whatever had lived here, but I think it was something else. A curse, maybe, or a call to whatever still lingered on Erebus, waiting for fresh prey. We barely made it back to the lander. By then, it was just the 2 of us, and Dr. Alvarez wasn't the same. He kept talking about the voices, how they were inside his head, showing him things. Horrible things. He locked himself in the cockpit, muttering to himself, and I was too scared to try and stop him. When the sun, or whatever passed for a sun on Erebus, set, the darkness swallowed everything. The whispers grew louder, and the ground started to move. I hid in the lander, clutching my only remaining weapon, a flare gun, while Alvarez screamed outside. By morning, the whispers had stopped, and so had Alvarez. I didn't find much of him, just his torn uniform and the flare gun I dropped when I ran.